We established this facility almost 5 years ago, and we've been making continual improvements to it since we initially set up the facility. We've done testing for a number of clients where we've done mock deployments, we've done stress tests, we've done different things. And the beauty of this facility is we actually can replicate the exact environment that our system sees in operation. So for instance, the well here, we have 9 5/8 casing down to 8,500 feet. The total well depth is over 10,000 feet and allows us to realistically simulate deploying our system, retrieving the system, running different combinations of tools, slick line operations, deploying cables. And about a year ago, we upgraded the facility to include the ability to flow, in other words, to have the ESP operating on whatever drive is being used for the particular application. This year, with our first deep water project, we've got a very rigorous testing protocol for the deep water project. We made some very big upgrades, including, as you can see behind us, this is a 1.5 megawatt generator, which allows us to run systems up to 1,200 horsepower. We can now flow up to 20,000 barrels a day. The system's fully instrumented, so we can see what the flow rates are, the pressures, the temperature rises. We can very closely monitor the system as it's operating. And we have an automated choke setup that allows us to put back pressure on the ESP. So with the setup we have now, we can do full-scale deployments of our largest systems. We can operate them to the extent of their specifications. We can do pulls, retrievals, we can do mock jobs. We can do all the things that allow us to do the testing here in a controlled environment, rather than going on a deep water rig or an offshore rig where you have the cost and the logistical concerns, etc. So this is really a unique facility. I don't know of anything else like this anywhere. It's been a big development project for a small company like AccessESP, but it's a really great resource, and we're looking forward to trying it out starting in October. If we look at rigless systems, it's been interesting how the market has developed. Rigless systems aren't new. They've been around for many years, various formats. I think if we look forward in time, what's happening now is these systems, particularly the AccessESP system, has been proven to be reliable in the field. We've now proven that using a slick line unit, we can go out, pull the system, reinstall it, change pumps, service the well, clean out the well, and do this literally in a matter of a couple of days. And so I think what's going to happen over time is today the market's relatively small. It's still, our technology is new, it's still in development. But looking going forward, what we're seeing is that virtually any offshore well, it's going to make sense to go with rigless technology. The cost of operation, the logistics involved, you're going to see anywhere you're running ESPs offshore is going to go to rigless technology. The other thing I think you're going to see is today, offshore, a lot of clients, a lot of operators are using gas lift. They're not using gas lift because it's the optimal artificial lift technology. They're using gas lift because the risk of running an ESP and having a failure and the cost of doing a swap out if that ESP fails. So I think what we're going to see is two things. I think we're going to see conversion of offshore ESPs to rigless ESPs, and I think we're going to see conversion of gas lift wells, a large number of them, to ESPs. And the same thing will apply in remote locations. I mean, if you look in Alaska, for instance, or in remote operations, those are very much like offshore rigs, where the cost of logistics, the cost of operation, the timing, the logistics are very favorable for rigless ESPs. So my opinion is you're not going to see all ESPs converted to rigless. There's going to be a mix, but in areas where rigs are expensive, rigs are difficult, logistics is complicated, and the cost of lost production is high, I think you're going to see a lot of those wells converting to rigless ESPs. I would say the production environment is probably the most change-averse part of the oil and gas industry. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that if you have a failure of a new technology in a drilling environment, it costs you a bit run. If you have a failure of a new technology in a production environment, it costs you months of production and a workover. So the penalty associated with the failure is extremely high in the production environment. So there is a very understandable reluctance and reticence to try something new until it's proven. But what we're seeing is that as our customers build their confidence in the ability for these systems to last 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, then the economics of a rigless system is just so overwhelming that the argument's very simple. I've never been involved in something that's quite as simple to make the economic argument as this is, as rigless ESPs. You just have to get over that reluctance to try something new in the production environment and that fear of change. So I guess the first thing I would say is, AccessESP has made an incredible commitment to the development of rigless technology. If you look at this site, if you look at the money that's been invested in the technology, if you look at the quality of the equipment, and you look at our run record, if you talk to our clients, I think you'll find universally they feel the commitment that AccessESP has made in the past. And from my standpoint, and I think everybody in the company, we're all very committed to this working, to satisfying our clients, to meeting the needs of our clients, and to basically having repeat clients.